Hello and welcome to another episode of Brenda's Musings. So tonight I want to talk about giving away your power and having your power taken from you. And I think it first starts when we're toddlers and our parents put us into a couple of different boxes. They put us into the conform to society box and they put us into the keep safe box. And so our spirit is already divided, and it's our spirit, it's society's spirit, and it's the safety spirit, whatever. And then we go to school, and school tries to treat everybody the same, and it just doesn't work. And so we're squashed even more, right? We're made to conform even more. Our spirit is quenched even more. And particularly for those of us who are 40 and older, school was a nightmare for many people. And if you didn't conform, or even if you did conform, but a number of your classmates didn't conform, there were still often dire consequences. And your power wasn't just taken from you, it was violently taken from you. And I was much more fortunate than most. But I did have one teacher who used to take her chalk and into her fingers like this, and she'd drill it into the top of my head. And she did that for 2 years. And when I was a teenager, I remember my mom asking me, what happened when you were 8 years old that you stopped smiling and you stopped laughing and you retreated into yourself? And I had to think about it. And that's the only thing I could think of at the time, was that all of this happened. And I had never told her about it. I'd never told anybody about it. I mean, the people in my class knew because she did it in front of everybody, but I never talked about it because I don't really know why I didn't talk about it, I guess because maybe I thought I deserved it, or I don't know. Anyway, this is not a therapy session. What I'm here to say is that, your power can be taken away from you in a violent way. And that's never, ever okay. And I'm glad that society sees that now more. I'm not saying that it doesn't still happen. It does. It happens in heinous ways. But it's out there. And we have more power than we recognize. And then we give away our power to our partners sometimes, and we give away to our kids sometimes, and we give it away to co-workers and bosses, and we're just forever fracturing ourselves. And sort of from the time you're a teenager, when you're giving your power to your friends, right through until you're into your 30s and maybe early 40s, you're giving, and you're depleting yourself. And it's so important to remember to fill up your own cup and only give when you're at the point of overflowing. Your cup is overflowing. Because then you spend your 40s, 50s, 60s trying to reclaim your power, trying to redefine who you are, trying to find that person who was there that somehow disappeared. And you can't even pinpoint necessarily when it happened or how it happened. You just know that it happened, and you've been sort of clawing your way back, trying to find who you are. And I don't know if there's any answers to any of this, but I have recognized that you cannot give from an empty cup. I've said this over and over and over again, and it's not an original thing by me. It's been recognized for a long time. So you have to always find a way to replenish. So, I look at my kids. My first grandchild is due this summer, and I'm thinking, okay, how can I help teach my children that their kids are going to take a lot from them, particularly when they're infants, but that they also need to demand time to replenish. They need to, ask for help. They also need to respect that other people can't necessarily help them when they need the help. So they need to have, it really does take a village, right? To raise a family. It really does take a village to support us in our in our growth at all ages. And I think the biggest thing that I can say is just stay in your power, stay true to who you are, keep replenishing that cup, keep feeling fulfilled and grounded. And that's my musing for the day. Have a great one, everyone.